Hello everyone, and I'm here to give you my review of Kingsman: The Golden Circle movie review today. And yeah, I'm really happy I got to see it this weekend. Um, Again, this movie is directed by um, shit. Um, this movie was directed once again by Matthew Vaughn, and it's like, okay, here's the thing. I'm a really big fan of this filmmakers and his films. I remember when he first came around with Kick-Ass, and I loved that movie. There's a sequel to that movie, and it wasn't too great, but oh well. Which he didn't make, but oh well. Then he did X-Men First Class. Loved that movie. May not be, it's one of the top 3 or 4 best of the franchise. So seriously, he's made his mark on those two superhero movies, and he's come out with like a back in 2015, which I got to see, and I made my review for that movie when that movie came around here on my channel. So hopefully I'll provide a link for that video. I remember seeing that first Kingsman movie, and I loved it. I wasn't 100% sure on it the first time I saw it, but for me, even up till now, every time I watch it, it's like it gets better, or I love something more than the previous time I watched it. There's something about the film for me. Every time I watch it, it gets better, in my opinion. And I love that movie. I thought the first Kingsman movie it's just an exceptional film. One of my personal favorites of that year. So yeah, this film has some pretty big shoes to fill in. I know I have a weird stand right here, so just ignore that. Um, but yeah, does Kingsman: The Golden Circle live up to the first, or does it fall flat? Uh, Here's what I will say first and foremost. Okay, is this movie a good? Is this movie a good? Is this a good movie? I'd say just barely yes. Is it a good sequel? No. Is it a good Kingsman sequel? No. Is it technically a good movie? Yes. Did I have fun and enjoy my time with this movie? Yes. Do I feel like I was robbed of this money on this movie? Not entirely. So for me, it's really, really weird. It's like when I came out of this movie, I'm like, yeah, I enjoyed that. But my mind's been kind of been teetering, and it's been slowly getting down, but it's like still optimistic. But here's the thing: the story of this movie is like, the Kingsmen budget plus stuff in the UK gets destroyed, their headquarters, and they go over to America to see the statesmen, and they plan to take over this to go up against the ultra villain played by not Halle Berry, but Julianne Moore's character, who's like this drug leader woman back down in like Argentina or somewhere in South America, and all that happens, and that's the main plot of this movie. Here's what I do like about this movie: the action is fun, it's vivid, it's really exciting. Um, the action and the performances in this movie are still really, really great, and I feel like this movie is still just kinetic, fresh, and fun, and it has that same sense of spirit and that funness of the first movie, but unfortunately, it goes so far in that direction that it ultimately lacks the human emotional stakes, the care, and the sense of responsibility of the first movie. That put it into a good perspective. The first movie was fun and cool and interesting and all that, but it knew how to have a good balance of that fun, elaborate, cool, fun action, but also showing the effects of that. If you're going to show and here's the thing about a movie: if you're going to show the sense of fun and the risk of that fun and danger in a movie, you gotta show the sense of consequences and the feeling of and the outcome of what that would have. This movie goes so far beyond that you forget that sense of stake and care about the characters. I'm not kidding. By the third act, I'm like, yeah, this is a fun ride. I like these characters, and then that kind of clicked into me. I'm like, oh wait, I just like the characters. I like them, but I forgot to care about them. And there's some character moments that I won't spoil, but okay, truth be told, not a huge spoiler, but because you see the material, Colin Firth's character is back, but I will not explain how it's done. Um, um, oh shit, I just lost my train of thought. God dang it, Jack. Um, but yeah, there's a sense of I forgot by the third act. Yeah, that's it. By the third act of this movie, I kind of stopped caring for the characters. Like I like them, and there's a lot of dramatic moments in this movie. But in the first half of the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, I still really like these characters, and I know what's going on for these characters. By the second half, I'm kind of like, I kind of forgot why they're doing this in the first place. Oh, okay, that's not entirely true, but there's a great sense of the movie in that this lacks consequence and lacks a sense of realism to it. And I know that sounds insane, and for all of you wondering, well, it's like, but the first movie was just so fun and fast and kick ass, like all that type of stuff. And I know everyone, including myself, would say, okay, where do you go from there? Where do you go in a sequel from a first movie where it was just so fun and kick ass and awesome and vivid? And that's a valid point. And I understand that this movie had to step up the action, but I felt like it stepped up the action, but also lowering the stakes while doing that. And it's a weird way to describe it. And truth be told, again, I'm not going to spoil too much stuff in this review, and I'm probably not going to make a spoiler corner for this, probably because I don't think it's much of my own time I'm worth making one. It's not like a movie where I've cared enough to make um um where certain character consequences happen, and it shows what happens to characters you've seen in a previous movie come back, as I said, and I felt like for the most part they didn't do them well, or in a way where it felt respectable for their characters. And granted, you see those emotional moments, but I don't feel like this is ever a sense of sake of revenge for them, or a sake of I want revenge. It lacked the sense of, it's like, okay, these certain things happen to side characters from the first movies, but lack I feel like it just lacked a sense of vengeance or revenge for these characters, and it kind of made their, again, I'm not going to spoil too much of these side characters' deaths, but it kind of ultimately made it feel lackluster and, dare I say, kind of disrespectful to their characters, and the fate. Again, I'm not going to spoil too much. The fate of the side characters that happens in this movie, it feels kind of lazy and just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth for the most part. And it kind of just hurts to see that because I love these characters. I love Merlin. I love Taron Egerton's character. I love certain other characters in this movie. And there's some, like, Elton John has a few funny moments in this movie. Jeff Bridges, it's always great to see him in this movie, but then again, he's so underutilized. I'm like, you may as well just call it a cameo. I liked Channing Tatum in this movie. Halle Berry, I loved seeing Halle Berry. I actually really liked, of the new characters, I thought Halle Berry's character was my favorite. But then again, it's like, again, I felt like there wasn't much of her character to explore within this movie. Pedro, Pedro Pascal, I liked his character, but there's some things that happened where I felt like, okay, this movie is just kind of repeating what it had before, and if this felt like it lacked something original, it lacked a flair. And there's some great fun action movie moments in this movie, particularly on the ski lift, and where it kind of breaks and the thing goes wow, like in the 360 turn, like that. That was super fun. That was awesome. And I gotta say, oddly enough, the ending, again, I'm not giving away too much here, but I really love the angle of the ending. and I actually really liked the angle where he took the Swedish princess character and her arc in this movie. And I'm not going to given I'm not this isn't really a big spoiler or anything about the movie because it happens early on in the movie, but it shows that hey, him and her from the last movie are kind of a couple, and I'm like, isn't that touching? And seeing what that resolutes towards, I actually really cared for that, and I found myself really almost kind of emotional by the end, and I'm like, thanks, movie, thanks. Yeah, for me, it's like, okay, here's my overall opinion on this movie. Did I enjoy this movie? Yes. Did I have fun with this movie? Yes. Do I regret? Do I regret or not regret seeing this movie? I do not regret seeing it. Hell, I even petitioned on for a third. I would like to see a third in this movie. At least I would say this movie was nowhere near as good as the first, but at least kept my love, my spirit of the Kingsmen movies alive and hopeful for a third. And I will say, it is not as good as the first. And for me, I said this to my dad, and I kind of compared it to 300 Rise of an Empire. First 300 and Kingsmen were so fun, cool, kinetic, energized, and cool and stylish. And the sequels just kind of took it up to another extreme, but it lacked a sense of stake and defined characteristics within it. And and an essential and a necessary point of care and respect and idolization for the characters. So yeah, tickets for what it's worth. And for the record, I avoided certain movies like Mother and other films this weekend. Although I did stupidly see the movie. What's a stupid one with a girl who it's like online. Yeah, I saw that. I'm ashamed to say I saw that movie. Friend Request. That's what it's called. But yeah. Which, by the way, if you've seen this video, I got that's the video I just uploaded recently. I mean, the most recently here on my channel. But yeah. Overall, take it for what it's worth. It's not a good movie, but I enjoyed it. I'm going to give Kingsman The Golden Circle a 63%. And like, again, to define my movie rating system, it's like 50 for me. It's anything above 50 is average to decent. If it's over 60, I'd say see it. See it, but it's not the best thing ever. I think above a 70, it's like, yeah, this is cool. So I'd say this is like, yeah, if I would recommend seeing it. Is it perfect? No. Is it, in my opinion, a good movie? No. Is it one of my favorites of the year so far? No. I would even hesitate to put it in the top 10 of the year. But I did enjoy myself. And while there's certain things that definitely did leave a bad taste in my mouth about the franchise, I can't help but say I did. I can't help but say in the end, I really did enjoy myself in this movie. I'm going to give Kingsman: The Golden Circle a 62%. I say a 64%. That's my last rating. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the future for more videos as always. Till then, yeah, bye bye.